Hi, welcome to Simply Country Cuisine. Well, today we're going to make handheld pies. I made some last week and took them to a church function on Wednesday night. I made peach handheld pies, and boy, they went over so well. And Dana says, well, Mom, let's do one for the video. It's a real short, easy recipe, and it's virtually pre-made almost. There's not a lot of there's not any mixing to do with this. So what you need to do is get you a box of the, I use Pillsbury pie crust. They're already made. Let them come to room temperature. I've had these sitting out for about half an hour, so makes them a little more pliable. And I floured my island up here with a little bit of flour, and we're gonna cut out. You can make them as big as you want, but I did them in this, I think it's about a 2-inch biscuit cutter, which made them perfect. Super, super easy. Last week I used peach pie filling. This week I thought I would try caramel apple pie filling. And while these are cooking in the oven, I'm gonna make a hot caramel sauce. All right, super easy. So just preheat your oven to 425, and while that is warming up, we're going to build some pies. Okay, now I went to get a bowl because as you can see by the size of the apples, these apples would not fit in the small pie crust. So I did the same thing with the peaches last week. I put them in a bowl. That smells good. And I just took my knife and I came in and just kind of cut them a little bit. I want them small enough that they're going to fit inside these little bites into the pies. Now we just take our little biscuit cutter. I'll move these bowls over. And I did it like this last week. I just went ahead and just popped me out as many as I could out of the crust. Last week I made 50 peach handheld pies. Relatively enough, it didn't take me as long as I thought it would. Now, after we get them cut out, I have a parchment lined cookie sheet. And I found that if you build them on the cookie sheet, it was much easier. It was a little bit less mess. So you just take some rounds, lay them on your cookie sheet. We'll start with 6. Just take the size that I've cut these out, about that much. And believe you me, that's plenty, because these puff up really nice. And you don't want them oozing out. So about, I don't know, half a tablespoon maybe. Now, if you used a smaller fruit. Now, I actually make homemade jams. We have a little jam business, and Dina had suggested that we would make some of these up and use some of the homemade jam. We make raspberry, we made a Christmas jam, which is cranberry orange. That would be very, very good. And having said that, your glaze that normally goes on top, you could add a little ingredient into the brown sugar glaze to enhance whatever fruit you have inside. But I thought with the caramel apple pie filling, I thought a caramel dip would be really good. So we'll get a couple made up here. And then you just take another round, lay it on top. So you can see that it doesn't take much pie filling at all. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I am going to beat up just the egg white. We don't want the whole egg. I just get it where it's a little bit fluffy. It kind of, just a little bubbly looking. Take a fork and crimp them, your two doughs together, your top and your bottom together. You just want to seal them. Now, for those biscuit makers out there, you could easily use, if you were making a large batch of homemade biscuits, which is flour, Crisco, and buttermilk, and you had leftover biscuit batter left, don't throw it away. Roll it up, put it in some saran wrap, put it in the refrigerator, and then maybe the next day you could take it out, roll it out. That's a perfect pie dough. And you could do the same thing with your leftover biscuit batter, your biscuit dough. Okay, now, after you have the little pies crimped together where you know they're going to stay closed, take a pastry brush, just give it a little dab of the egg wash, paint each one of your little pies with the egg wash. It'll give it the most beautiful glistening top. And don't forget to pierce your little pies. One little pierce in the center of this is more than ample. Because we want the steam to come out. We don't want them to blow up in the oven. Okay, now I'm going to pop this small batch in the oven. They bake about 10 minutes, 10 to 12 minutes at 425. So I'll be back here in about 10 minutes and we'll check them. Now while our pies are cooking, I'm going to cut the caramel sauce recipe in half and make half of it. So we're going to put in 1 cup of light brown sugar. And we're going to put in a half a cup of butter. That would be 1 stick. And only 1/3 of a cup of heavy whipping cream. Okay, now it's come to a boil. We're going to let it boil for 3 minutes and then take it off of the heat. And I'll be back when the 3 minutes is up. But do not overcook this because it'll taste scorched. Okay, the timer just went off. Our pie should be done. And see how nice and glistening that egg wash does? Now that our pies are cooling a little bit, our caramel sauce has come off of it's done boiling. We're gonna let it cool for a few minutes, and then we're gonna take a spoon and drizzle some of this caramel sauce over our little pies. So we'll be back in just a few more minutes. Give them about 2 minutes to cool. Okay, we have 6 little pies here, and I'm gonna take a little bit of this caramel sauce and just give it a little bit of love. Oh my goodness. Now when you're making the other flavors, like I have a can of cherry pie filling in there, my topping would be a powdered sugar drizzle. I would use powdered sugar and milk and maybe a little lemon zest in it, and then just drizzle that over top of it. Blueberry with a lemon powdered sugar zesting, and that one would be very, very delicious. Okay, I'm gonna give one of these a little try and see if it doesn't burn my tongue off. It's gonna be hard to talk to you. Oh my Lord. This is very good. Very, very good. It's almost like a candy apple without the stick and all the crunch. Well, let's have one more bite. See? You got plenty of pie filling in there. Just give me a spoon and I'll eat the caramel right out of the pan. These would be really good in a bowl with maybe some vanilla ice cream. Very easy recipe, lots of fun. Use your imagination, just let it run wild. Just do whatever you want to with them. If you don't have a place to worship a Sunday morning, please join us at Glad Tidings Leander Assemblies of God, the church on the hill across from the post office, and subscribe, like, and share these videos to be alerted for the next videos. And don't forget to join us on Simply Country Cuisine on our Facebook page for Trivia Thursday, and the reveals will be on Fridays. Good luck. Hope to see you there. Bye-bye.